Here at Financial Hub, we offer the first two classes of our masterclass for free. In the first class, Introduction to Trading, you learn the initial overview of the concepts, principles, and practices involved in trading. In the second class, Fundamental Analysis, you learn the underlying factors driving supply and demand in the markets. You can get in touch with us by calling the number below or filling the form in the description box. Or you can visit our offices at Lavington Mall, Chandarana Building, 4th floor, office number 401.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. So welcome to another analysis here. Caleb here, and I'll be taking you through the analysis. Last week my partner Ken did the analysis for you. Hope all of you enjoyed that. He hadn't done it for a while, but now he's back, and today, this week, is me. So it's currently 5:30 in the morning, so hopefully all of you can start watching this by 8 a.m. so that you can understand a few things, hopefully even earlier, because a couple of things are happening fundamentally by 7:30 this morning. Okay, so we'll just go through down a short breakdown of the markets. If you looked at the markets yesterday, market started off red. The whole market was red. Okay, it was blood in the streets. So if you look at a few news that are rolling out this week, okay, 5th August to 10th, 4th. So later on today, we have interest rates. We have some cash rates from Australian dollar at 7:30 a.m. So maybe by the time you're watching this video, that will be already out. And the rest of the week, I don't have major news that I'm really watching. And New Zealand dollar is a pair that I don't trade, so I mostly watch the US dollar pairs, Aussie dollar, Canadian, and that's nothing much happening. Euro and pound. Last week though, we had a lot of news, and the markets were also equally volatile. We had interest rates. BOJ have really been pumping up their interest rates. That just early on this year, we were at negative 0.1, and now we're already at 0.25. So they're really pumping up those interest rates. Okay, so that was last week. We also had FOMC interest rates from the Federal Reserve, that's USA, and they maintained it at 5.5. Didn't really affect markets that much. Then later on, we had the pound also, their interest rates was lowered to 5.0 by 25 basis points. And then as the week came to an end, we also had ISM manufacturing, and on Friday, markets ended up with NFP coming out, which really acted as the main catalyst that pushed the dollar down, what we look at, and the Euro USD really pumped up. So this was last week on Friday. You can see for a big time, market was dangling around this level, okay, above this certain key level here, just before market was able to push to the downside. So that NFP acted as a catalyst. Markets were still sort of a little bit in the bullish side, but that news, that data, as you see, the data came out less than expected. Previous was 179, expectation was 176, and 114,000 was the data that came out. That was negative data for the dollar, and you can see the dollar tumbled after that news came out. So now market has rejected a certain key level, and we are yet to see how market will react here henceforth. Okay, but markets are more or less bearish. Okay, more bearish than it is bullish at the moment. But remember, at the end of the day, when the markets are mostly bullish, bearish is when you want to start becoming bullish. Okay, by the time markets were falling here, okay, that already extended a strong fall. And at this level, yes, we're bearish, but there's more bullish pressure coming in rather than more bearish pressure continuing, okay? And that's why you're seeing markets going up. When markets were at this level, yes, the market was bullish, but at that level is where you want to start becoming bearish. So same case here, markets has also been forming lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and now we're at this low. So it's just yet to see what will happen, any pattern that will form here moving forward, because on the 4 hour, I don't have anything much. You can see how market sort of formed, and I talked about this last week, that 3 push pattern. Okay, those are indications that a certain trend is coming to an end. You can see that happened, and markets fell strongly. We got off sort of a similar smaller pattern around here, okay, almost forming a flag, but that didn't form completely. It was almost there, okay, it was almost, if I put it properly like that, it was close. We was waiting for some shots around this level. Markets didn't perfectly get to that level, okay? But markets ended up falling thereafter. Okay, markets fell strongly, and you can see how strong that market fell Friday, NFP, and today market has sort of settled around that level. So I'm still watching to see what will happen later on in the week. Nothing much on that one. Okay, now if you go to USD CAD. USD CAD, looking at the weekly chart, you want to look at what level is the market rejecting. So if you look here, this market has been in a big sideways movement, okay? Trend line has been respected to the upside, okay? This will soon come to an end, but this resistance level is what I'm watching on the bigger time frame on the weekly chart. A resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. So market has rejected that level and could possibly continue moving to the downside, okay? But for now, still watching that level to see how it is. This is still a weekly chart. Today is Tuesday, so still early on in the week. Can't really conclude and say this is a rejection. Yes, the Monday first candlestick of the week started rejecting, but we're yet to see how it will form the rest of the week. So if you look at the Monday candlestick, here we go. You can see that was 2022 and 2023 highs. Okay, this was the last year in October. Okay, so markets fell to a low here in December, and markets have really returned back to that level, rejecting it strongly. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, market has really been strongly moving to the bullish side, okay? Now, I'm just watching to see how market has rejected this level. You can see the 2024 highs. Market touched, came down, then pushed higher. Then we got a very strong rejection that pushed markets to the downside, forming that daily chart shooting star close, okay? That's a strong rejection. Wouldn't be very quick to go against it. Okay, market has strongly been just moving to the upside. We could possibly start seeing some serious corrections coming forth this market quite soon. Okay, this is a candlestick you do not want to reject. So same thing also happening on the dollar, Aussie dollar. But this one is quite different. Okay, if you look at the weekly chart, market has been dangling between in a triangular movement. On a big picture, market has been in a downtrend, okay, forming lower lows and lower highs. And down here, market has really consolidated into a triangular formation, and we can see what is happening here. Market has just been moving sideways, and we want to see, well, this week, market had strongly yesterday, started breaking below, but also we've come back above. But like I said, today is just Tuesday. I cannot judge and say, okay, this candlestick could close bullish or bearish. We are not yet sure of that. One thing I know for sure is that this candlestick, okay, and we'll wait and see, this big candlestick doesn't quite hold when market has just fallen like this, okay? We might get some correction, yes, but this is not really a change of direction. Now, why do I say this? If you look at history, you get such candlesticks once in a while. Now, let me show you. So you can see here, okay, look at this one. Yes, market had started falling, and then here we sort of got the same thing. And if you look at it, it's a Monday as well. Look at that. That was Monday. Check it out for yourself. Monday, 9th of March 2020. Okay. Market got that rejection. Market was coming. We got that spike. Markets closed up. Sort of looked like a bullish indication to push markets to the upside, but markets still ended up falling a little bit more, not even a little bit, much more. So you see, after that strong trend to the downside, now we finally got that rejection which held market. Okay, we have another example here. Look at this. Market was in a downtrend, got that spike. Yes, market got some correction, then eventually continued to the downside. Okay, so I've seen it before. It's not the first time. So this one for me also still won't hold. Okay, actually markets hadn't even really fallen that much. This one, usually you want to sit at an overextended level to the downside, overextended, like this one down here. Market had really overextended, got that rejection, okay, and then markets now rejected to the upside. And also if you look at that, it wasn't really a crazy pin bar like that one. So also on this one, same thing. I've just seen it many times in history. I remember them very clearly because I saw those candlesticks and tried to buy, but market still ended up falling to the downside. So yes, over here we can get some correction, Okay, can still get some correction. That is not impossibility, but I still see markets pushing further to the downside, at least to retest back to this level sooner or later after some time. So that's what I'm watching to see. That happened yesterday on Monday. Okay, and you can see that rejection looks quite bullish. Looks a lot of people, I'm sure, will go bullish. For me, unless we get better confirmation, this one I'll wait for some bullish correction, then we go to the downside. So that's what I'm watching on that one. So just check it out for yourself. I've seen it many times in history, and that's what I was watching. On gold here, market has really struggled to continue pushing to the upside. Okay, really struggled. Okay, there's this resistance level at the 24.25 level. Okay, markets rejected, pushed to the upside, was rejected, pushed to the upside again, rejected that level. We can see we came back to retest nearly the 2350 level, but market was capped at 2365 around there yesterday, as the whole market was red. Okay, sort of that three push pattern that I'm still watching. So market is in a big consolidation. Don't have a clear direction on this one. Possibly there could be bullish indication building up. If you can get sort of a flag pattern of the sort, a big flag pattern. But this is something I'm watching. I really need a lot of confirmation. There's a certain criteria that I use when I'm taking a trade, and if that criteria is not met, then I won't have any trade on this one as well. So that's what I'm watching. Nothing much. Market's been pushing to the upside. I haven't had a trade on gold for a long time. I think the last trade I had on gold was back here, this short position, this one here, which was quite successful, where I shorted the market from this point to the downside. Ever since, I haven't gotten any clear pattern to trade on gold. And when was that? That was last in June. So the whole of July, I didn't trade this, and now in August. So patience pays, and I'll just wait for a clear indication before I trade the gold market. So it just depends on your strategy. On a weekly chart, I'm trying to see market is at an extreme level as well. But gold doesn't really have those extremes. It can get on extreme and still continue pushing to the upside. This could be a big consolidation happening, then markets continue to the upside. Or we could be respecting this big channel pattern, okay, just for it to get some deeper correction to the downside. But what I'm watching, my main level before I turn into bearish mode, is this level that I've written BOS, break of structure level. If market breaks this structure to the downside, then I'll be more bearish than I am bullish. But for now, markets are still in a bullish territory, bullish phase, forming higher highs, higher lows, and that could possibly continue to be the case. So EURUSD markets have really been rallying on EURUSD. Okay, big picture on the weekly chart, you can see this triangular formation forming. Okay, I don't want this visible on the daily. Okay, market has been forming that big picture triangular formation. Okay, sort of in a sideways movement. But on the daily chart, what I'm watching is market has really been running. We sort of tried to get lower lows, lower highs, but instead markets have been getting higher highs and higher lows. You can see it clearly here, and clearly here, and markets have spiked that level, not yet closed above, but we could possibly continue to move above. NFP on Friday, we sort of got that three push pattern that I keep talking about to the downside. So here, so like I said, when you see this pattern, it's not more or less that a change of direction must happen, but it's an indication to tell you that this move to the downside is coming to an end. The momentum is ending, the bearish pressure is not strong, and markets rallied to the upside. Okay, so that was a good rally. You can see that strong pump. If you bought that market on Friday, I'm sure a couple of people made money. I didn't have that trade, didn't have the pattern that I'm trading, but this was a good indication or a good trade setup to take to buy to the upside. So markets pushed, and on the daily chart, that's what we're waiting for. What can we wait for here? So if what I'm waiting for is still, this is quite some bullish pressure. If I can get some correction, and that's what I'm watching. I haven't had any major patterns forming, but for me this is a good pattern that can form. If I get some correction here to retest this level in the form of the patterns that I trade, then I'll be looking to go long. But this is quite some good bullish pressure coming in. So more or less the same thing on GBP. That bullish pressure hasn't been there, and usually I wouldn't be strongly, you see the way this one really rallied, GBP didn't really rally. So markets never move always in tandem with one another. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This market had moved quite significantly previously, and we've gotten that deep correction, which could continue moving to the downside. So on GBP, quite a different narrative on this one. You can see big picture here, sort of still respecting this bigger pattern that was forming, more of a channel formation forming, and markets closed strongly below this resistance level, support level turned resistance, and markets could continue to move to the downside, at least to get to this support level. So I'm not quite bullish on this one, especially since market broke below this level. I'm more bearish than I am bullish on this one. Markets could continue falling at least to this support level before we see any major corrections or major moves to the upside. Okay, so that's what I have on this one on GBPUSD. Read information, okay, like just look at correlation with the markets. This euro strongly moved up like that. Sooner or later, of course, we'll get some correction, okay. GBP did not. So as euro USD is getting some correction, this one is still sort of in a bearish phase. It could just continue moving to the downside. So to my indices, as I finish, markets were red yesterday. If you looked at Nasdaq, it was down 5% just in the morning alone. Markets were down, strongly bearish, and markets started pushing to the downside. That was some bearish indication, and we didn't want to go against that. I remember last week I had a trade on US 500. I had bought around here, so I was quite bullish. I was still bullish in this market. When market reached this level, I'd already broken even, and the markets on Friday after NFP, market strongly, not after NFP, when NFP, was it NFP? It was on Thursday, yes, before NFP. On Thursday, market started strongly moving to the downside. I broke even on that one, came out, didn't lose anything, didn't make anything, and market strongly fell, okay? And yesterday, markets were strongly bearish. If you take the highs, okay, and just measure from top to down here, how far has market dropped, you get to see that market has had nearly a 10% drop, okay, 10% drop from the highs to the lows that market has formed, okay. For you to do that, if you don't know how to do that, just press shift, click on your mouse, then that forms, then just pull it to the downside, and then you can measure how much market has fallen from the top. So you can see that's about 10% drop. If you look, that's S&P 500. If you look at this one, Nasdaq, we've gone from the highs. That's a correction of about 16%. You can see that it's fallen. Market has dropped 16%, and US 30, you can see from the tops back here, you can see that's about 7%. Now, of course, US 30 is a defensive stock, doesn't fall as much as Nasdaq. Well, Nasdaq is the most volatile out of the three pairs because of the tech and all that, and how the volatility that's behind that, okay. So yeah, so this one's nothing much, markets have been strongly moving to the downside, so didn't have any bearish trade on this one, so don't have any yet good narrative on them, okay. Markets, sometimes I don't have the best narrative. If I don't force, I get patience, wait to see what is really happening, and then get an understanding, then yeah, look for a trade. Don't be surprised if by the end of the week you find I got a trade here on either direction. It depends, like, you know, sometimes I may not have a narrative right now, but as market continues to move and continues to form, a narrative builds up, my pattern starts showing, my criteria starts building up, and I get a trade setup. But for now, on my three indices, nothing much. So you can see I have nothing much on all my pairs. I don't have any trade running. Last week I only had one trade. This month, in the past 2 weeks, I've only had one trade. So you can see how I'm trading less, but being very patient. Like, I remember when I used to be a novice trader, when I was still new, I wanted to be in every move. I wanted to be in this buy. I used to ask myself, how did I miss this move? I'd come here and say, how did I miss this move? I'm not a good trader. I need to be in all these trades. These days when I don't know what's happening, I go and do other things. I have many things that are running, and I try and balance my life. There are a lot of things you can do, and be patient for those setups to come. I backtest. I continue reading books. I continue working on my psychology and all those things. So other than that, yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm watching, what I'm watching in the market, and I hope also you guys are watching something. Maybe some of you got these trade setups, which is great, man. push those trades and continue trading consistently and trading well. But for me, that's it for today. So allow me to end it there. Hope you've enjoyed that analysis, and we're back with the content. Like Ken said, this week much more content will be coming out as soon as possible. So hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a lovely week, and like I always say, stay woke, stay financially literate. May the peeps be with you. Peace.